Hi, I'm Shein Shanin, and this is the Edge TV Evening Highlights. The ringgit has lost ground against the rejuvenated US dollar. The ringgit weakened to 4.1795 against the dollar from yesterday's close of 4.1175. A dealer said the greenback rose following a stronger than expected US inflation data released yesterday. The upbeat inflation data gave the US dollar some relief after pausing its rally recently on concerns about China's economy undermining prospects of the Federal Reserve hiking rates this year. Bloomberg also reported the ringgit's underperformance might be due to profit-taking after it was one of the best-performing currencies this month. All is not well amongst the rakyat. Their main concern is that they can't afford to even own a home because of the rising cost of living. And that's according to iMoney's Budget 2016 Sentiment Survey. And their biggest concerns are the tumbling ringgit, cancellation of fuel subsidy, weakening global sentiment, and political instability. GST combined with fuel prices and toll hikes have sent many Malaysians reeling from the sudden increase in their expenses. The survey, which was conducted by the financial comparison website between October 5th and October 15th, involved 2,000 respondents residing in Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Penang and Johor. Their monthly income ranges from below 2,000 ringgit and above 6,000 ringgit. 65% of the respondents felt that GST has severely affected their finances, no thanks to lack of proper execution. And 80% of them want the government to reduce the GST rate. 68% want improved price regulation to curb indiscriminate price increases. Co-founder and Group CEO of iMoney, Lee Ching Wei, says Malaysians are seriously struggling with the rising cost of living, and it's mainly due to the GST. Worse still, the dream of owning has become now more elusive for many Malaysians. Over 90% of respondents say they can't afford to own a home. 42% of the respondents can only afford properties that cost about 160,000 ringgit a unit, which translates a monthly payment of 850 ringgit. But with Prima homes in the Klang Valley costing more than 200,000 ringgit a unit, majority of the respondents feel that the government and the central bank initiatives do not fully address housing affordability issues. And for the upcoming budget, the respondents are suggesting for lower interest rates, better criteria for home financing, and tax relief on home loan interest rates. Talking about the people's well-being, CIMB Group CEO Tengku Datuk Zafrul Aziz says the rising cost of living, particularly in urban areas, should be addressed quickly and effectively. This is to ensure that the rakyat will have more disposable income and will be able to plan their finances. As part of his budget wish list, he's suggesting that affordable housing programs be continued to encourage private sectors to generate more broad-based jobs creation. Apart from the private retirement scheme, Zafrul says the government could provide more incentives for the younger generation to plan their finances as early as possible in their working lives. To ensure domestic consumption is not adversely affected, the government should find a balance between its constraints on operating expenditure and spending. He says hopefully the government will show commitment to bring down fiscal deficits. This can be done by continuously reviewing its operating expenditure and keeping tax rates unchanged for the next few years until the economy is on a stronger footing. Malakoff Corporation Berhad is a step closer to add new generating capacity in its power stable. Its coal-fired power plant in Tanjung Bin, Johor is expected to operate commercially by March 2016. Malakoff CEO Datuk Sri Syed Faisal Albar said the plant known as T4 has been synchronized with the national grid. This, he said, marked the plant's initial operation date yesterday. With successful synchronization, Syed Faisal is positive that the T4 plant will begin its commercial operation in March next year. The T4 plant has a capacity of 1,000 megawatts. Meanwhile, analysts expect the T4 plant will contribute 1 billion ringgit to 1.2 billion ringgit to Malakoff's annual revenue beginning financial year 2016. The T4 plant will add another 1,000 megawatts to Malakoff's existing power generating capacity of 2,100 megawatts. This will further strengthen Malakoff's position as the largest independent power producer in Southeast Asia, with current generating capacity of around 5,300 megawatts. Turning to Tenaga Nasional Berhad, the Energy Commission has rejected TNB and SIPP Energy's joint venture plan to build a power plant in Pasir Gudang due to a tariff issue. The 1,000 to 1,400 megawatt power plant is also known as Project 4A. According to TNB, it has ceased to be part of the consortium formed with SIPP Energy in July last year to undertake the project. TNB says the EC informed that the proposal submitted on May 15th by the consortium to develop the project was rejected. That's after the levelized tariff could not meet the terms of EC's conditional letter of award. Following that, TNB ceased to be part of the consortium as the heads of agreement has lapsed. In June last year, the EC had awarded Project 4A to consortium consisting TNB, YTL International Power Berhad and SIPP Energy, linked to the Johor royalty via direct negotiation. The plant was scheduled for commissioning in 2018. However, YTL International had later backed out of the consortium. And that's a wrap for this edition of the Evening Highlights. I'm Shein Shanin. Thank you so much for watching and have a great weekend.